Right now, someone just invented a word that will be used by millions tomorrow. Another word you learned last month is already dead. How did we create a language that evolves faster than we can learn it? Internet slang isn't just casual typing. It's a linguistic revolution happening in real time, watched by billions, yet understood by surprisingly few. And it's accelerating. This is the story of how the internet didn't just change what we say, but rewrote the fundamental rules of human language itself, and why that matters more than you think. For thousands of years, language evolved slowly. A new word might take decades to spread across a region. Dialects formed over generations. Change was gradual, predictable, documented. Then came digital communication. Suddenly, a teenager in Seoul could invent a phrase that reached Los Angeles in seconds. The speed of language evolution exploded beyond anything linguists had ever witnessed. In the 1980s, early internet users faced a problem. Typing was slow, expensive, and character-limited. Every letter cost time and money, so they started cutting corners. Abbreviations like BRB and LOL weren't just shortcuts. They were the first generation of internet-native language, words that existed only online, born from technological constraints, not cultural tradition. Hacker communities took it further, creating Leet speak, replacing letters with numbers and symbols. H3LL00WRRLD. It was code, identity, and gatekeeping all at once, a secret language in plain sight. Then someone realized, you could show emotion with punctuation. The colon parenthesis became a smile. A simple sideways face solved a fundamental problem. How do you show tone without voice or expression? Emoticons evolved into emoji. Now we had a universal visual vocabulary. A heart, a fire, a skull, concepts that transcended language barriers, understood instantly across cultures and continents. Online forums created microcultures, each with their own slang. Gaming communities, fan groups, hobbyists. Each space developed unique vocabularies. The internet wasn't one language, it was thousands. Social media changed everything. MySpace, then Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Suddenly, these isolated language communities collided. Slang that belonged to one group spread everywhere, mutating as it traveled. A phrase could now go viral overnight. One tweet, one post, one video, and millions adopted new words without knowing their origin. Language spread like wildfire, but also burned out just as fast. Memes introduced something new. Images with text that carried meaning beyond the words themselves. You couldn't understand Doge or distracted boyfriend by reading a dictionary. You had to see it, experience it. This created a problem linguists call context collapse. Words that made sense in one community became nonsense in another. The same phrase could mean opposite things on different platforms. Each platform developed its own dialect. Reddit spoke differently than Twitter. TikTok invented terms that baffled Facebook users. The internet fractured into linguistic territories, each with invisible borders. Then algorithms started shaping language. Words that triggered content filters got replaced. Death became unalive. Sex became segs. Users invented code words to outsmart automated moderation, creating a new layer of slang. Age gaps became language gaps. Gen Z spoke in ways millennials found confusing. Boomers were completely lost. For the first time, linguistic generations measured in years, not decades. Here's the core issue. Slang now evolves faster than humans can learn. By the time a parent understands what their teen said, the teen has moved on to 3 new phrases. Brands tried to join in. Most failed spectacularly. Using slang wrong became its own meme. Companies hired consultants to decode what teenagers were saying. Language became a marketing battlefield. Slang became a test of belonging. Using the right word at the right time proved you were in the group. Using it wrong or too late exposed you as an outsider. Language as tribal marker. Then irony took over. People used slang ironically, then post-ironically, then sincerely again. The same word could be mocking or genuine depending on invisible context. Meaning became unstable. TikTok pushed evolution into overdrive. Sounds, phrases, and trends lasted days, not months. A word's lifespan shrank to the length of a viral cycle. Creation and death happened simultaneously. Internet slang became truly global. Korean phrases mixed with Spanish memes, mixed with English abbreviations. A sentence could contain 3 languages and 2 emoji, understood by millions who spoke none fluently. Linguists struggle to study something changing this fast. Traditional research takes years. By the time a paper publishes, its subject is extinct. They're documenting a language that won't stay still. This isn't just about understanding memes. Language shapes thought. How we communicate changes how we think. A generation fluent in rapid-fire, context-dependent, visual hybrid language thinks differently than those before. We're facing a communication crisis. Parents can't understand children. Teachers struggle with students. Employers misinterpret employees. The speed of linguistic change is outpacing human adaptation. Some adapt by staying perpetually online, absorbing changes in real time. Others give up, accepting they'll never keep pace. A third group learns the meta skill, not knowing words, but knowing how to decode them. Looking forward, this acceleration likely continues. AI might generate slang faster than humans. Translation tools might eliminate the need for shared language entirely. Or we might fragment into mutually unintelligible groups. But here's what linguists do know. Beneath the chaos, patterns exist. Slang follows rules. Words spread predictably. The platforms change. The speed increases. But the human need to belong, to communicate, to connect remains constant. The internet is the largest language experiment in human history. Billions of participants, 0 control group, real-time results. We're all test subjects in an evolution we're simultaneously creating and experiencing. Slang has always existed. Teenagers have always confused their parents. What's new is the speed, the scale, the global reach. But the impulse, the creativity, the playfulness with language, that's ancient. Understanding internet slang isn't about memorizing words. It's about recognizing that language is alive, that change is natural, that communication has always been messy. The internet just made it visible. So why don't we understand internet slang anymore? Because it was never meant to be understood by everyone. It's designed to evolve, to exclude, to identify. The confusion isn't a bug, it's the feature. The language you use right now will be outdated tomorrow. New words are being born as you watch this. The question isn't whether you understand internet slang, it's whether you're ready to never stop learning.